So glad you're here. Welcome to Monday, our Monday practice. Um, wow, beautiful weather, right? Makes me really excited for the days ahead. I noticed that we have had more daylight. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I sure have, and I so appreciate that. And the birds have been singing a lot earlier, which is great as well. Today's practice is going to be a little bit of traveling on our mat. And so just be prepared when we travel. And it's kind of a fun flow, I like to think of it. And it's also one that kind of redirects our focus. A lot of times we get really focused on the things that we need to do or the sounds around us or any other distractions. And so this is kind of a flow that'll just kind of allow you to refocus, which is kind of a great thing. And we all kind of need that every now and again. So the blocks, keep them handy because we'll be probably needing them. And as always, I like to say this is your practice and make sure that you really honestly listen to how you're feeling. So if I'm doing something that's not feeling so great, be honest with yourself, and that's okay. We just do what feels right for us. So today we'll begin a little differently. We'll count on down onto our bellies. This is just a completely different start, which I happen to like every now and again because you get really grounded here, almost like you could just take a nap. And so as you come onto your bellies, untuck your toes and just allow your heels to knock out to the sides, and you'll feel that it slowly releases your lower back. And then allow your hands to stack on top of one another, the palm on top of the back of the other hand, and then rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. So just take a moment here, and we're not going to really stay long here. It's just a nice way to get really grounded here. And as you're here, close your eyes and just be observant of your breath, noticing how when you inhale, your belly pushes into the mat. Maybe even wiggle your hips if you'd like, side to side, just to kind of let everything get settled for this moment here. And here is a great place to kind of go inward to where you are today and how you're feeling. Inward to maybe let everything else around you go. And as you're here breathing, just bring that appreciation to our bodies, the breath, the simple things sometimes. As you take your next breath, I want you to allow this breath to fill your bellies and almost expand into your shoulders, where you feel this rise in your chest. Big breath in. And a nice big open mouth. Exhale, let it go. And again, inhale. Let's inhale through our nose, filling up. Open mouth, exhale. And this time as you inhale through your nose, let's seal our lips, breathing in, sipping in that extra breath at the top. And then exhale through our nose, creating that oceanic sound in the back of our throats. And let's repeat that, inhaling through our nose and exhale through our nose. And then slowly, let's begin to come out of this. So we're just allowing our elbows to kind of slide beneath our shoulders. And we're coming into this Sphinx pose, if you will. Our palms are downward onto the mat here. And then slowly just take your gaze over to your right shoulder and then over to the left. And you can really move how it feels best to you. If it feels better to lift your chin or if it feels better to lower your chin, just kind of move here, awakening your neck. You can exaggerate this if you want to sway. Your eyes can still be closed if you'd like. And then making sure that we're nice and even on both sides here. And then bringing our gaze back into center. We're just going to release our chin down towards our chest, but we're not lowering it to the mat, just down towards our chest, feeling the back of our neck here. And then slowly let's lift our chin just to level. No, we're not lifting it up, just to level is perfect. And then again, lower our chin down to our chest. Again, feeling the back of our neck. You might even feel this in between your shoulders. And then coming back to level. And one more time, lowering our chin down to our chest. And then bringing our chin back to level. Perfect. And then just taking a moment here, let's start to bend our right knee. As you bend your right knee, flex the right foot, and we're just going to kind of draw it towards our glute here. And then taking our left elbow, we're just going to slide it more towards the center area so that we're able to slide the right hand back towards our right foot. And be honest with yourself. If it's too much to grab your right foot, we don't. We just kind of reach past the right foot. Or we take our right hand, you can bring it to the inside of your foot and just draw it towards your glute. You'll start to feel this in your right quad. And I want you to be aware of your breath. So making sure that you allow that nice smooth, easy breath. Sometimes we get into a place where it might be a little challenging and we hold our breath. So let's breathe into it. Nice. And then slowly letting the right foot go, lower the right elbow down to the mat, slide the right elbow more towards the center, then bending the left knee. We're just going to bend it and you can flex the left foot and we're just going to slowly reach back towards our left foot. One side may work a little easier for you. Maybe the left is a little more accessible. And that's okay. All of our sides are different. They change every day. So one day it might feel great, and the next day you might be like, oh wow, that is really tight. So while we're here, let's take another big breath, feeling that left shoulder opening here. And a nice breath out. Perfect. And then slowly lowering the left foot, come back into center. We're just going to release our spine one more time as we lower down to the mat, slide the elbows wide so that you can just release your back here. And then windshield wiper your heels side to side. That just kind of releases our back a little bit. Perfect. And then bringing our hands by our chest here, we're just going to gently press ourselves up into our tabletop. but I want you to take your knees wide. So we're taking them wide and we're bringing our toes to touch. So we're going to sink into this child's pose. So as we start to shift our hips towards our heels, our hands walk forward away from us. So we're bringing that beautiful side body stretch right here. And then as you shift your hips back, allow your forehead to slowly release down towards the mat. Nice big breath here. Perfect. And then we're slowly going to take our right hand and we're just going to take it to the wide part of our mat. So a little wider here. And then pop up onto your left palm. As you pop up onto your left palm, we're just slowly going to press into the right palm so our forearm is lifted. We're just going to peel this left arm up. And we're still in this child's pose, so it's a little awkward, but you'll start to feel this twisting. And then lower your left hand to the mat. And we're just going to change sides. Press through the left palm so your forearm is lifted. And then pop up onto your right palm. And then we're just going to slowly peel the right hand and open nice and wide. Nice. And then lower our right hand. Come back into that child's pose one more time. Forehead releasing down to the mat. And then slowly come forward. Let's come into that tabletop. And as we're in this tabletop here, just take a moment maybe to wiggle your hips side to side and just kind of awakening that spine a little bit more. And then taking your right palm, we're just going to rotate the fingertips to the wide edge of the mat. And as you do the right palm, we're just going to slowly shift our weight into the right arm. And then over to the left. This little gentle swaying motion awakens our wrists. And you'll notice that sometimes this flexion can be really intense. So we're always aware of how we feel and making sure that we accommodate those if it is uncomfortable. And then let's just change sides. So allow the right fingertips to the short edge of the mat and then rotate the left fingertips to the wide edge of the mat. And we're going to take that gentle rocking motion over to the left and then over to the right and to the left. And you know, sometimes when we move in our poses in the practice, if we are quick through these poses, we don't really feel the pose. So sometimes when we slow down, you'll notice, oh, wow, I feel that a little differently, right? And then slowly, let's bring our fingertips back into normal, into the center, to the short edge of our mat. And we're just going to awaken our lower half a little bit here. So let's extend the right leg nice and long. And we're going to dial the toes down to the mat and then bend the right knee. And as we bend the right knee, we're going to make this big circular motion with our right leg. So we're going to lift our right leg a little higher and then start to take our right knee to the right side of our mat, almost like that hydrant motion, right? So to the side of our mat and then lower our right knee down. And then we lift our right knee towards the back, slowly sweep it to the side of our mat and lower it down to the mat. And let's take this circular motion again. To the right and down. And we're just going to reverse that. Lift our right knee to the side and then slowly sweep it to the back edge of our mat and down. We just got a couple more rotations to the side and back and down and the side. And our hips are so important. I know you all know this, but it's really important. We're going to change sides. We're going to talk through it. Lift our left knee, bend the left knee. We're just going to slowly sweep it out to the left side and down and lift. And so I don't know about you all, but sometimes in my hips is where I notice a lot of tension or tightness. So this is a beautiful way to slow down and awaken our hips. Let's reverse that, taking it out to the side first, to the short edge, and down, and side, and short edge, and down. And so when we have tight hips, a lot of times that can even impact our back. and how are the lower back pains that we might have. So it's really important. Let's lower our left knee down to the mat and then just take a moment here. Maybe shift side to side, just kind of let it go. And then move into just a little bit of cow cat because I find it so beneficial. Let's take our cow first, inhaling, releasing that belly button, lifting our chin. See if you can press the tops of your feet into the mat. And then exhale, slowly round into this. And I want you to really exaggerate in the shoulder area by pressing through your palms and your chin towards your chest. Inhaling again to our cow. And exhaling into that cat pose. One more time, let's take that cow. And exhale into our cat pose. Perfect. And then slowly walk your hands back towards you, tucking your toes under for just a moment here. We're going to tuck our pinky toes under, and then we're going to shift our hips towards our heels. And as you take your hips towards your heels, we want our heels to stay upright so they're not opening wide. So as we come upright, this is a beautiful stretch for the soles of our feet. And again, the soles of our feet, we want that flexibility to give us the balance that we need, right? We need that as we walk and challenge ourselves and making sure that we are able to still do our yoga. So this is really a great stretch within our feet. It's one of the places that we don't stretch or emphasize, right? So then we're slowly going to come out of this. Let's place our hands on the mat, release your feet, and maybe shake out your feet just for a moment. Perfect. Perfect. And then walk your hands forward just enough so that you're able to come into that, I like to call it a half plank. So we're rocking forward just a little, tucking our toes, and then we're slowly going to lift our knees and come into our first down dog. So as you come into this down dog, allow yourselves a minute here to play around. And when I say play around, that means just kind of settle into the pose, whether that means you pedal your feet out, whether it means that you sway your hips side to side, or perhaps you press through your palms and just kind of allow this pose to bring a little stillness. And once you can find that stillness, I want you to take a nice big breath in and a nice breath out. Perfect. I'm going to challenge us a little bit today, so hang with me and you can always modify. So we're going to shift forward. As we shift forward, we're going to draw our right knee into our chest. Whoa. Our core is engaged. We're building up a little heat here. And then slowly extend the right leg and shift back to the down dog. And let's take this on the left side, shifting forward. And then draw the left knee into your chest. Whew. Core is engaged, hip flexors, arms were strong right here. And then slowly extend the left leg and shift back into that down dog. Beautiful. This time we're going to challenge one more variety here. So we're going to shift forward, draw the right knee in, and then slowly take the right knee to the right elbow, and then to the left. Ooh, to the right, you can do it. To the left, one more time, to the right. Ooh, to the left. Extend the right leg nice and long and shift your hips back. Down dog is now our resting pose, isn't it? Big breath in and a big breath out. One more time on the left side, so we're shifting forward. And you can do this on your right knee if you'd like. Draw the left knee in. Perfect. Take it to the left elbow and to the right. Left elbow and to the right. Core is strong. Left elbow and to the right. Extend the left leg nice and long and take your down dog. Shift your hips back. One last time. Big breath in. Nice breath out. Slowly start to bend your knees And shift your gaze up towards your hands so you can walk your feet up towards your wrist. And once you come into this full fold, I want you to take a moment here, allow the wrists to release. So whatever that looks like, making circles, and then coming into this full fold, allow your head to get heavy here, maybe sway side to side. And then placing your hands on the mat so that you can heel toe your feet a little closer so they're underneath your hips, giving you that nice steady support. And then from here, let's root into our feet, nice and slow. Slowly root into our feet and maybe start to place your hands on your hips. And then slowly we rise all the way up. Nice and steady. Perfect. We made it. And here's where we begin our flow. So let's begin with our arms. Let's take that Surya Namaskar A, our hands reaching all the way up. And for a moment here, we can clasp that left hand with your right hand. And then taking your left foot, we're just going to step it behind our right. Right? So we have this curtsy going on. And as we step our left foot off to the right, we're slowly going to take our right hand and stretch the left hand overhead. And you can take your gaze down, you can take it forward or up. Beautiful. Come back into the center. And let's change sides. So holding on to the right wrist, and then slowly step your right foot behind your left, that curtsy motion, if you will. And then draw the right hand over, that beautiful side body stretch. Gaze can go forward or down towards the floor or up. And then slowly let's come back into center, releasing our hands here on the exhale. Let's fold. Hinging from our hips. Ooh, let it go. Knees can always take a gentle bend here. On the inhale, let's take our half lift, bringing our hands where they support us, our shins, maybe even our thighs. As you press your palms, lift the heart forward, lengthening again through that spine. And exhale, let's lower down. Ooh. Rooting into our feet, we're just going to rise on up and repeat our Surya Namaskar A without the curtsy. Bring our palms together at the top. Exhale, hands down to our side or down to our heart space. Just take a moment here. Perfect. And then we're just going to add on. So on the inhale, we reach. And exhale, let's fold. Here's where we want to find our blocks, keeping them steady on the ready here. Bending our knees, maybe finding our blocks. Place your hands on your blocks and bend your knees just enough so you can slide the left foot back. Sliding your left foot back so that you can come into that high lunge. And then slowly placing the blocks where they support you, maybe on the high setting. And then slowly bring your right hand to your right thigh, left hand to your right thigh. And we're just rise into this crescent pose, our Anjane Asana. Nice and slow, nice and steady. Big breath here, bringing our palms together on the exhale. Let's lower our hands down to our heart space. Perfect. And then taking our left hand, we're going to place it on the outside of our right thigh. And then slowly release our right hand down towards the mat. And then we're slowly going to sweep it towards the back of our mat. So bringing it even a more intense twist here. Our right fingers reaching. Maybe our gaze goes to the right. Our balance is challenged here. All is good. Big breath in. And on the exhale, sweep the right hand forward towards the left hand. And we're slowly going to spiral the left heel down. Perfect. Inhale, we rise into our warrior one. Our right knee still has that gentle bend here. Hands are reaching, shoulders are soft. And then slowly on the exhale, we lower our hands down to our blocks or our mat. We're just going to frame our right foot with our hands. So we have our hands where they support us, and it can be on the blocks here, or it can be on the mat, whatever. I want you to be most comfortable. Our left heel will naturally lift, and that's perfect. Our left hand, you want it planted on the block or the mat so that we can slowly start to peel the right hand up. And we're just taking this nice open twist here. Draw the right hip flexor back. Big breath in. And exhale, lower the right hand to the mat on this time. We find that little steady here that we can slide the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to our half lift. And exhale, let's fold. Root into our feet. Let's rise on up. Palms together. Exhale, hands down to our heart space. Perfect. Checking in, making sure you feel just fine. We're going to repeat this on the left side. So inhale, we reach. And on the exhale, let's fold, finding our blocks as we fold so we can bend our knees, placing our hands on the blocks that they support us. Slide the right foot back. Right heel stays lifted so we can come into that high lunge. Our left hand places on our left thigh, our right hand places on our left thigh, and we're just kind of pressing ourselves into that upright posture. You can keep your hands here. I should have said that on the other side, or you can bring your palms into your heart space. Or if you want, you can take the Anjaneyasana, that whole crescent pose, just kind of expanding through the front body here. Big stretch. Perfect. And then exhaling, lowering our hands down towards our heart space. And then placing our right hand on the outside of our left thigh. And our left hand, we're just slowly rotating it down towards the mat and then taking that open twist here. Left hand reaches to the back edge of our mat. And we're really challenged here with our steady, keeping our chest lifted. Ooh, big breath here. And then exhale, slowly sweep the left hand to the right, spiral the right heel down. We're going to rise into that warrior one, finding our strength here. Big breath. And then exhaling, lowering our hands down towards our blocks. Our right heel will lift, and that's perfect. We want our right hand planted where it supports us, maybe on the block, maybe on the mat. And then slowly we're just going to peel the left hand and take that open twist here, reaching all the way up. Draw the left hip back so our hips are balanced. And then exhale, lower our left hand down to the block, to the mat. And then finding that place that supports us with our hands on blocks or the mat, we're just slowly going to slide the right foot to the left. Inhale to our half lift. And exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise on up. Big circle here, palms together and exhale. Hands down to our heart space. Perfect. So we're going to move from a standing position and just kind of travel a little bit with on our mat. So just be prepared here. Inhale, let's reach our hands up, palms together. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to our half lift. Exhale, we fold. And then slowly as we rise, we're going to root to rise and then bringing our hands together at the top, palms sliding down to our heart space. And we're going to slide the left foot back. As we slide the left foot back, we're now into this high lunge, that crescent pose, but we're going to change our direction of our arms. This time as we inhale, we reach our arms up. Big breath in. On the exhale, we sweep our hands to the back of our mat, leaning our chest forward as if we're peering over the edge of something. And then slowly from here, our right hand stays where it is, and then our left hand sweeps forward. So we're almost in this line of energy. I call it the lightning bolt. Our left hand reaches line of energy, heel to fingertips on the left side. Here's where the movement comes in. We slowly windmill the left arm up, right arm follows suit, and then we slowly spiral the left heel down and open to warrior two to the back edge of our mat. Boom. So our feet have to make that adjustment. Make sure that your left toes are to the short edge of the mat and your right foot is parallel to the back edge. Shoulders are soft. And then just take a moment here, kind of sink into it a little. And when I say sink into it, just kind of makes our hips sink a little bit. Maybe our shoulders soften. Nice big breath. Breath out.
And then let's take that peaceful warrior. Left hand rotates to the sky. On the inhale, we sweep our left arm up and reach the fingertips up towards the sky, creating that length on your left side body before we take our left hand all the way over. Perfect. And then slowly, let's straighten the left knee. So we're in this reverse triangle. The challenge here. And then slowly we're moving into our triangle pose. So our left hand windmills forward. As you sweep your left hand forward, our right hip bumps out a little bit. As it bumps out, we're feeling this beautiful stretch at the back of our left leg. Reach your left fingers forward and then slowly release your left hand towards your shin, a block, maybe even your thigh right here. But our right hand can be placed on our hip, or we slowly want to extend it up towards the sky. Here's the challenge. The challenge is to draw your left hip flexor back, fingers towards the sky, and our gaze can go forward, down to the mat, or up towards our right thumb. And engaging the big toe on your left foot. As you do so, press into that so it gives you the energy to rise back to your warrior two. Rebend the left knee, sink a little lower. Perfect, rotate both palms to the sky here. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Hands go up towards the sky, and we're gonna sweep both heels to the center of our mat. So our toes are going towards the corners. We're in our wide angle mountain right here. And on the exhale, we're slowly gonna bend our knees. And this is bending our knees so we can come into our goddess pose. Bending, sinking here. Track those knees over your toes here. Maybe even sway just a moment here, finding that space that supports you nice and steady. And then from here, we're gonna challenge ourselves just a little bit. So lift the right heel and then lower it. Lift the left heel and lower it. Let's lift that right heel again and lower it, and left heel and lower it. One more time, right heel, lower, left, and lower. Here's the super challenge here. Lift both heels. Whoop. Hold it and lower. Beautiful. Straightening our knees. Let's rise into our star pose. Arms go nice and wide. Big breath in. And exhale, let's return to our warrior two on the right. So that small adjustment. Perfect. Left hand sweeps up towards our right. And making that shift, let's return to our warrior one. Where are we going with this, right? And then on the exhale, we're slowly going to lower our hands down to the mat. Allow the left heel to lift. Hands coming down towards our mat or our blocks. So you may have to locate the blocks. So when we come down, we are on this little bit of a high lunge here, right? Our hands are on our blocks or the mat. And then from here, we're going to slide the left foot in halfway. So coming into that halfway point. And I'm going to move away from the wall. So we're sliding the left foot in just halfway. Place your hands on the blocks, and they can be on the low, high, doesn't matter, just that steady place. And then from here, we're going to lift the left leg. Oh, lift it, toes dialed down towards the mat, hips are nice and balanced here. And then lower and our left foot to that same halfway point. And let's do that again. Shifting forward into the right foot, lift the left. And then lower the left foot back down to that halfway point. Perfect. One more time. Shift forward, lift the left foot. And then lower it down. Ooh, here's where the challenge comes in, my friends. We've got this. Shift forward. As you shift forward into the right foot, bend the left knee. Bending the left knee and bring it down to kiss the back of your right calf. Whew. And then lift and extend the left leg. And then bend the left knee and allow it to touch behind the right knee or that right calf. One last time, extend the left leg. And exhale, bring the left knee behind the right or to the right calf. Inhale. Extend the left leg, and we're just gonna lower it all the way down into that high lunge. Perfect. Allow the hips to sink down just for a moment. Big breath. Big breath out. Perfect. And then slowly finding that place that's steady that we're able, let's go ahead and slide the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to our half lift. Exhale, let's let it go. Rooting into our feet, we rise. Arms go wide, we reach all the way up towards the sky. Palms together, and exhale, hands down to our heart space. That is a tricky flow, right? So we're going to take it on the other side. So hang with me. Remember, our blocks will kind of travel with us. So just if you have to grab them, that's okay. We just grab our blocks and let's just have some fun. So inhale, let's reach our arms all the way up, palms together. Exhale, slowly slide your hands down to your heart space. At the same time, we're just going to slide that right foot all the way back. And as we slide it back, we're into that high lunge, that Anjane Asana. Your hands can stay right here at your heart space if you'd like, or slowly reach them all the way up. Right heel is lifted right here. Perfect. On the exhale, we're going to sweep our hands towards the back edge of our mat. Pinkies up, our chest kind of goes in alignment with that back leg. And then holding steady with our left hand reaching back, our right hand reaches forward. I like to call it the lightning bolt here. Reach your right hand forward, finding the steady right here. Beautiful. And then slowly from here, our right hand reaches all the way up. Left hand kind of follows along. Right heel spirals down, and then we open to warrior two, to the back of our mat. So if you need a moment to arrive, that's perfectly fine. We're in this warrior two on the right. We took it on the left before. Let's reverse our warrior, rotating the right palm up. Inhale, we sweep our right hand all the way up again, finding the length on that right side body before we take our right hand over. And then slowly, let's straighten the right knee so that we have that reverse triangle. Beautiful. Exhale. Let's come into our triangle pose. Right fingertips reach forward. Reach them, reach them, reach them. Our left hip kind of bumps towards the back a little bit of our mat. And then our left hand maybe places on our left hip. Right hand can release down towards the block, towards our shin, towards our thigh, wherever is most comfortable. But I want you to also focus in on keeping the length on both sides of your body. So if you find you're rolling into this or rolling forward, see if you can open that left shoulder, allow both sides of your core to be long. And then if you'd like, go ahead and add that left hand reaching up. Beautiful strength right here. Big breath in. Nice breath out. And then pressing into that big toe on your right foot. We press and bend the right knee, rise into your warrior two. Woo, we come upright. Perfect. Let's rotate both palms to the sky. Inhale, straighten the right knee. And this time both heels come inward like we were preparing again for that goddess pose. Palms together at the top. Bending our knees, maybe swaying just so you can get down into this goddess pose. Bringing your hands to your heart space here. Nice. Take a big breath in. Nice breath out. We're changing it up just for a moment here. Sliding your hands to your thighs here. Press your right palm into your right thigh. Bend the left elbow and lean your right shoulder in. Ooh, you'll feel this in your lower back, maybe in your hips. Inhale, we come upright. Change sides. Press the left palm into your left thigh. Release the left shoulder to the center. Bend that right elbow. Ooh. Inhale, come center. Let's repeat. Right shoulder leans in. Beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale, press. One more time. Inhale, we come up. And exhale. Ooh. Inhale. And exhale. Left shoulder leans in. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center, straightening our knees. Let's rise into that big star pose. And exhale into our warrior two on the right. Woo. So our feet adjust again, coming into that warrior two just for a moment here. Slowly sweep the left hand to meet the right. We're arriving into that warrior one. So adjust the back foot, hands reaching up. Beautiful. Exhale, lower your hands to your heart space. Pivot onto those back toes. Ha. We're in the high lunge, finding our blocks, placing your hands on the blocks here. We're in that nice high lunge. And again, use what works for you. So if this is too much, we just listen in and we don't do those things. So let's take a moment. We're just going to slide the left foot in that halfway point, right? As you slide your left foot in, we're in that folded pyramid, if you will. We're going to shift the weight into the right foot so we can lift the left. Hands on our blocks, lift the left foot. See if you can dial the toes downward. By dialing the toes downward, it just creates a little more balance in our hips rather than lifting and opening that way. And then exhale, lower the toes to the mat, come back to that folded pyramid, if you will. And then again, shift forward, lift the left toes and lower the left toes, shift back. One more time, shift forward, lift the left toes. And exhale, we lower down. This time we're going to bend the left knee and bring it just behind the right calf. And did I do this side already? I feel like I did. Oh my Lord, if I did, I apologize. Let's change sides. Whoop. And there we go. Let's do this one more time. Shift forward, lift the right leg. Ah, yes, this is it. Lower the right foot. One more time. We're just going to do it. Lower. Here we go. Let's shift forward. Lift the right foot. Bending the right knee. Bring it behind the left knee. And just kind of kiss it in there. And then slowly we straighten it. And then slowly bend the right knee. Placing it behind the left. Squeeze it in. And we lift. And draw it in. And we lift. And we're just going to do good measure because we missed this side. And bring it in. And then we lift. Lowering the right foot back to that halfway point. And then coming into that high lunge on the left side. My friends, since I missed it, we're just going to take a moment here. Okay, we're going to feel this left side a little bit because we missed it. Sorry. Sometimes I get confused when it's just me in this space and I am redirecting myself all over. So I apologize, left and right. Okay, from here, we're just going to find that place where our hands support us in our blocks so that we're able to slide the left foot to meet the right. So slide the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale to our half lift. And exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise on up. Hands go nice and wide just for a moment here. Palms together at the top. And exhale, our hands down to our heart space. Take a moment here. So sorry about mixing up sides. I hope I didn't mess up balance because that's really important. And speaking of balance, we're going to move into a little bit of balance. Since we've done a lot of opening and twists, a beautiful pose for that is Garuda, which is eagle pose. And that's just a great way to practice our balance as well as feeling those muscles that we just worked on. So let's begin with our blocks if you'd like them. And we're just going to place it on the outside of our right foot. And then slowly lifting that left foot all the way to that, our hips, just finding the steady, hold it here just for a second here, creating that little bit of challenge. And then slowly cross the left foot over your right leg. And you can lower the left toes to the block, or you can even place them on the mat if that's more accessible and it feels better to you. I sometimes like to place them on the block, just depends. And then from here, let's go ahead and we're just going to sweep our arms out in front. And since our right leg is on the bottom, our right arm goes on top. So we're crossing the right arm over, bending the elbows, and then placing our hands either back to back or palm to palm. Or if this is too much in our shoulders, we take our hands to our shoulders and just give ourselves a big squeeze here. So I encourage you to squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze them together, and when you squeeze them together, it kind of creates a little more steady in the foundation. So squeeze them together and maybe sink just a little deeper in that right leg, holding steady, big breath. Nice breath out. Perfect, and then slowly straightening the right knee. Let's unwind our arms. We're just gonna open them nice and wide. And then slowly releasing our hands down by our sides. Let's change sides. So if you'd like to move the block, go ahead. And again, we're just finding that place in our left foot that feels really steady. So focus on the four corners of your foot. I like to think there's two in the front and two in the heel. So kind of focus there. Give a gentle bend to that left knee so that we're able to lift the right. And my left side is really challenging because I have that injury on my left ankle, just won't heal, but that's okay. We're crossing the right leg over the left, and placing the right foot on the block. Again, toes can go to the mat. If you're all over the mat like me, we just kind of get there. And then give your left knee a little bit of a bend. Squeeze the inner thighs in together. Extend the arms out in front and left arm over right. Bending at the elbows, palm to palm, or back to back, or hands on our shoulders. And here's where we're going to be, just for a moment here, finding this space, squeezing it in. Focus your drishti, your gaze straight ahead. Breathing in, breathing out. And again, squeeze those inner thighs, creating that foundation steady. And slowly, let's come out of this, releasing our arms. Let's send them nice and wide. Lifting the right leg, unwinding it, and lowering down to the mat. Shake it off. Good job. It's challenging. Garuda is always challenging. And to be honest, I always think that I don't need to practice as much on that as I do until I do it. And then I realize I really need to. I don't know, maybe you feel the same. So we're just going to do a little bit of core. Now we did core in the beginning when we had our planks and we brought our knee in. That was engaging our core, our shoulders, really a lot of our strength from knees up. So from here, today we're going to challenge ourselves a little bit in the core. So lying onto our backs, let's place, our hands. We're going to lift our peaches, I'll call them, lift our buns here, place the backs of our hands underneath them. So we're kind of resting our peach on our hands, right? And then from here, let's slowly lift our legs up towards the sky. Okay, so our legs are lifting, and here's where you can stay, or if you want to challenge yourselves, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open our legs far to the right and left. And then slowly bring our right foot over the left foot over the right foot over the left. And then open. And then cross left foot over right foot over left foot over right, open. Cross right over left over right over left, and open. We're moving a little quicker. Left over right over left over right, and open. Right, left, open, left, open, right, open, left, open, right, open, left, open, and that is it. Bending your knees. Let's draw them into our chest. Release your hands from underneath and just kind of give yourselves a big hug right here. Nice big breath. Nice breath out. Perfect. Lowering our feet to the mat. We're going to move into a bridge pose, just kind of that counter pose that'll release our front body a little bit. And with our feet in alignment with our hips, let's allow our elbows to bend. And by bending them, it just gives us that leverage to press into the backs of our arms or triceps, lifting our hips and coming into that beautiful bridge pose, lifting. And you can slide your shoulders underneath. And I like to kind of think of them as like tucking them under and then keeping that little bit of distance between your chin and your chest. Press through your heels. Big breath in. And exhale, lower down, lower your hips. We're going to repeat this a couple more times. So press through the soles of your feet, lift your hips. Allow your knees to press towards the back edge of your mat. So that just kind of aligns your hip or your knees with your hips. So draw your knees towards the back edge. Chest opens, press through the arms, and we lower down. And one last time. Press through the soles of your feet, lift your hips, and press the back of your arms. See if you can lift your heart a little higher. And then slowly, let's let that go. Beautiful. Draw your knees in. And I want you to place your hands on your shins and open your knees wide. And just rock your side to side. Perfect. And then lower the left foot down to the mat. We're going to take our supine pigeon here. So our right ankle crosses the left knee, flex the right foot, and then slowly take your supine pigeon here, whether it's interlacing your fingers, whether on your shin, behind your left thigh, doesn't really matter. I want you to see if you can soften into your shoulders here. And close your eyes. Feel that deep release. And slowly releasing our left foot down to the mat. We're just going to cross the right leg over the left, like we're seated in a chair. And then bump our hips to the right just a little to allow that space to release our knees to the left. And as you release your knees to the left, go ahead and tee your arms out from your shoulders, keeping your gaze to the center. And allow that right shoulder to be really heavy. Envision a hand just kind of drawing it down towards the earth. And slowly, let's bring our knees back into center. We're just going to change sides. Realign your hips with your spine. Uncross the right from left. And let's place the right foot on the mat. Left ankle crosses your right knee. Flex the left foot. And then take your figure four, however feels best to you. And while you're here, I invite you to just close your eyes. Just kind of focus in on that breath. And allow yourselves to breathe into the space that holds tension. So when I say that, I want you to almost visualize. As you inhale, send your breath into that place. And exhale, kind of let it go. And then slowly, let's lower the right foot to the mat and cross our left leg over the right, bumping our hips to the left just a little, and then slowly releasing our knees over to the right. Tee your arms out from your shoulders, keeping your gaze to the center. Let your left shoulder be really heavy, drawn down to the earth. Beautiful side body stretch, a twist, kind of wringing it all out, leaving it here on the mat. And slowly bring your knees back into center. Let's uncross the left from the right. drawing our knees into our chest. Let's take our happy baby, holding on to the insides or outer edge of your feet. And just, you can rock if you'd like, side to side. You can hold it. I want you to see if you can keep your spine on the mat. So if your hips feel like they're lifting, allow your hands to slide a little further down your legs, maybe behind your knees, so that your spine will stay on the mat. And then slowly, let's bring our feet and knees together and wrapping our arms around our shins. Give yourselves a big squeeze right here. Squeeze them in, feel those hip flexors, and then I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Squeeze into that small space, squeeze, squeeze everything in. And then slowly releasing, setting up into your Savasana. And I recommend using blocks anytime. So if you'd like to place blocks beneath your knees, it allows your lower back to release. If you have a cranky back, that is a beautiful way to allow that lower back a little bit of space. And then allow your hands to place wherever they're most comfortable. So if it's a 45 degree, if it's on your core, whatever works. And then closing your eyes and start that physical scan of your body. Starting with your heels, see if there's any tension that you can just kind of let go. Gently wiggle your toes to settle. And just kind of travel up your legs, your hips. Let your spine sink into the mat. Your shoulders are drawing down into the mat. Your arms are really heavy here. Your eyes are soft behind your eyelids. The only focus I want you to have is on your breath. Noticing the coolness as you inhale through your nose. On the exhale, maybe that's a little warmer, leaving. You have the luxury of time today. I highly advise or recommend, I should say, staying in Shavasana as long as your body needs. If you're ready to move on with your day, just take a moment, bringing that awareness to your ears. Do you hear any sounds? Maybe a bird, maybe the air in your house, maybe a car in the distance. Take your next breath, send this breath down to your toes, your fingertips, just bringing that small movement. And then we begin to lift our hands up towards the sky, taking our arms overhead for that
Beautiful full body stretch, allowing the small of your back to lift. And then slowly begin to bend your knees as you walk your feet up close to your hips. And draw your knees into your heart space one more time. Arms wrapped around your shins. We're just going to rock side to side. And then slowly releasing over to whichever side is your better side. And then allowing that free arm to be a pillow for your head. And just take a moment here to focus in on gratitude. Gratitude for our practice and gratitude for our bodies moving the way they do, serving us the way they do. And then focusing in on something positive that you want to take with you off the mat. Whether it's strength, whether it's joy, whether it's content. Take that with you. As you press into your left palm or whichever palm is available, we rise into our Tsukasana, crossing at our shins. Bringing our palms together at heart center in the mudra of Anjali with our eyes still closed or soft gaze. Let's share a breath as we breathe in. Breathe out. Lifting our thumbs to our forehead, may we be reminded to think kind, loving, beautiful thoughts of ourselves and of others. And lowering our thumbs to our lips, may we speak those words meant to encourage and lift others up. And then lowering our thumbs to our heart space, may we always move through our day with the very best of intentions. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. It's an honor to guide you on the mat, and I hope the week ahead holds many gifts and many good memories and good days. Until I see you again, namaste. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that your week is great. If you have any questions, comments, any feedback, it's always welcomed. And I hope you get to enjoy some of this beautiful weather. I hear we're supposed to get rain. We can do it, right? Rain, we need the rain. So thanks so much, you all. And I'll see you next week. And I'll creep up here. I have to slide my glasses on because I cannot see without them these days. It's terrible, isn't it? But it's true. Okay, I see nothing there. And perfect. Aw, thanks, y'all. And bye.